Hi, how's it going? It's me, Zeta. It's been a while. Um, you're probably thinking like, oh man, this is a weird review, considering it's not a review at all. Well, no, it's a devlog. Yeah, I'm making a game, finally. Um, I'm kind of excited about it because I've tried to make a game like 5 times or so in the past, but I could never really get the hang of it. There's kind of a big thing about that. Let me get a sip of coffee here. So, for those that don't know, some years ago I went to college. I went to Full Sail University for game art, and I graduated, but I didn't feel like I really learned much. Well, not game art. I swapped over to film. Graduated, learned a little bit of stuff. I don't remember anything. And then I went back for game design, and I graduated, and I learned like a little bit of Unity, just really little. But I didn't really have enough experience to actually do something significant. I don't know. Can you see my cursor? I don't think you can see my cursor on screen, can you? You can see me click stuff, right? You can see me zoom in. Okay. So anyways, long story short, I tried like 4 or 5 times to code something and teach myself a little bit more than what they taught me, to no avail. And just on a whim, I decided, you know what? Why don't I try Godot? And here we are. Okay, so what are we looking at? This small game I'm working on just for practice, but I'm trying to see how far I can take this concept and push it. I want to show you my inspiration. Mass Effect. So, in Mass Effect, if you played Mass Effect, you probably have played the game concept I am thinking of. It's literally like space blackjack without the cards.
Exclamation, everybody, and
Hi, memory leak death. I will be stealing your footage. Well, not stealing it, but this is the idea. So you go up to these little gamble machines. There's a whole thing with it, but the whole idea is to get to 21 by using 2 buttons: add 1 to 8 or add 4 to 7. Basically, the idea is to get as close to 21 as possible, and you get money back. And you can choose to stop anytime you want, but you won't get a payout unless it's at least, I believe, 17 or so. So you get up to 17, and you want to see if you can push your luck and all that and get it closer to 21, because the closest you are, the more money you get. So I took that concept and I put it here in this. So instead of space blackjack, we have a balloon stand. Basically, you take these 2 little pumps here, left pump, right pump, these 2, and you try to inflate the balloon as close to 21 as possible. Why don't I just show you? So, okay, it's a bit small. I may need to zoom in on the footage, but yeah. So here it is. So you can click one or the other, and you're trying to get as close as you can. Well, I don't have an animation for popping it yet, but that's what happened there. I suck at my own luck-based game. Who would have thought? Come on. See? And then you get it up to about 17, and you can sell it, and you get points up in the top left. Basically what I have so far is I have 2 pumps that have animations. I'm going to put labels and stuff to explain the game a little better. I have the balloon here with an animation handler. Oh, too big. Okay, this is a good time to say, if you go over 21 in this game, there's kind of this death save. So, for instance, I got 22 there. So, 22, basically, it's like however many... The way I have it set it up is you get as close as you can to 21, and you sell the balloon, you get points. But if you go over 21, it takes how many you went over, and it makes a death save. So 22 would be a 1 in 2 chance, 23 would be a 1 in 3 chance, etc., etc. And you basically have to get a nat 20, or the equivalent of which. It's, you know. But the plus side to that is if it's too big, you can actually sell it for a lot more. Right now I just kind of I have sort of a rudimentary like little scoring system I have. And if it's too low, you can try to sell it, but it won't sell. So you're like, oh, no, well, that was a waste of time. 19. Let me see if I can get a 21. I got a little specific one for 21. 18. 21. There it is. Man. So the animations are they're very rough. They're kind of tweeny and everything, but I plan on making it entirely, like hand-drawn animations. Speaking of, let's take a look at that. So basically, don't mind the freaking name. Balloon spawner don't frickin' crash as a result of me like being frustrated, because the first time I tried to do this with the animation player, it crashed and I could not open it for some reason. It just would not do it, and I heard it had something to do with the animation player itself. So let's see. So basically, I have all these little animations. Like, you know, you got the size 1, and you got size 2, where it's not quite big enough yet. You got size 3, and there's a little scale and rotations I put in there that I plan on turning down whenever I get more frames. So basically, I just kind of threw something together just for the prototyping and all that. So yeah, I did all these little animations. So the little different frames and everything. And I went in and I animated all the little goofy different types you have and everything. I do not have a bursting animation yet, though. I decided, like, I'm just going to get this down and see. And, you know, I figured I'd throw together a devlog just to kind of show my thinking. And here you can see here, for those that know a little bit about Godot, you can have an animation play into another animation. So, for instance, let's say we have the stage 3. It just does a little, like, quick little... But it'll automatically transfer to the idle animation, so it goes like that. Took me a while to figure that one out. And I had to do it twice because for some reason it froze and it would not cooperate after that. So, what am I planning to do with this? Right now, I'm trying to get it to where... Well, let me bring up the main thing here. Basically, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to get it to where I can put it on a timer. So this 888 up at the top, you can't see my cursor, but the 3 8s at the top is supposed to be the timer. And I was thinking about making it like maybe 60 seconds, maybe 30, maybe 45. And I was going to get a better scoring system, because right now I think it's like I did something where it's like 7. It basically tells me over like 17 and then it adds 1 for every number that's higher. It's something rudimentary. It has stats on the right side, so from top to bottom. It's something rudimentary just to get it working. And then I have stats on the right side, so from top to bottom, it's like how many you sold perfectly, like 21s, how many you managed to sell that were over 21, and then the ones you tried to sell whenever you haven't gotten to 17 yet, so it's like no points, and then the ones that you bust here. But yeah, that's basically the idea. So why don't I show the script off? This is the script. Now, I know a lot of you that are experienced with scripting, especially in Godot, are gonna look at this and probably wince, but here's what I got, okay? This is my first time. So, you know, you got all the player stats, you got the minimum, maximum pressure. Over limit safety was like sort of my way of making the game not register a bust if you succeed your death save, if you will. I'm using a D&D term there, but, you know, if you know, you know. So here's where it's like, oh, it grabs whatever input you do. The way I have it set up right now is you can either use WASD, like A and D operate the pumps, and then W sells it, or you can use the arrow keys, or you can use your mouse, so left click, right click, middle click, or it's even got controller compatibility. Actually, let me check that to make sure that's working. I actually never did. Yeah, X, B, X, B, X, and then Y to sell. So if you're really good, you could get these done really quickly. I'm not very good, as you can see. I don't have a strategy yet. But that's basically the idea, and you would have, but in the full version, I was going to put in like a bunch of other mechanics too, but first let me go through this. So you got pump A and you pump B, and it changes the animations. And there's the squish animations for the pumps. Just something visual, you know. I mean, it's a really, really simple game, so I was like, you know, and I'm more of an art guy, so I'm like, how much art can I cram into here? This is me checking, you know, in the debug at the bottom to make sure it's all good. Like, and there's the over limit safety if it passes. So here's how I did that, where it basically has explosion chance, which is the current pressure minus the maximum pressure plus 1. So if the current pressure is 22 and the maximum is 21, so it goes 1 and then it adds 1 to 2. So it would be, and then it would check here. It would give you a random number from 1 to whatever the explosion chance is. So 1 to 2, or 1 to 3, 1 to 4. And then it would roll it with that random range, and then it would check. If you got a 1, then you pass. If not, then boom, it's over. And then there's all the animations and everything. So that's basically what I have right now. Update UI, update stats, you know, really, really, really simple. But here's what I was hoping to do at some point. I was hoping as I go, for one, I was going to put a timer. So the player has, you know, a little bit of pressure to go quick. I'm going to play this as I explain. I'm also going to try to make the game a little bigger. Maybe I might go with a vertical format in case I want to put it on maybe mobile devices just for the heck of it. I'm not going to sell this game, just to let you know. So there's not going to be microtransactions or any crap like that, you know. But the idea I wanted to go with is you'll have a timer, and the game is going to time you on each balloon that you do and see how how fast you go will be like, there'll be a multiplier. So basically it would be how close you are to 21 with like a multiplier of how fast you were, upwards of like 3 seconds maybe or something, like 1 to 3 seconds. Like 1 will give you a lot and 3 will give you like the normal amount. And I was thinking of having either a 3 life system or a time penalty system of some kind if you end up popping one. If you sell it early, I'll just have it be like, nah, it's just kind of a dud. I might even put an animation where it just kind of go like fluts off, like, you know, like it's underinflated, so it's just, that's it. I'm gonna replace the background with something a little more down to earth. Right now I'm just using some old art that I used for a jacket that I made. And I just kind of pitched the colors way up and like blew it out just for the heck of it. So the idea would be to get to 21 as fast as you can, as many times as you can, within a certain time limit, and if you're lucky, if it gets overinflated, it won't explode. So, but the thing is, if it goes over 21, it still will give you more points. Like, it'll give you a lot more points. Like, that was 32, for instance. Let's get 21 will give you 16. So you can see how I did it there. 16, and then 64 for that one, because that was a 1 in 3 chance. I'm thinking about making the death save stricter, though. A lot stricter. Because one time I think I got like a 26 or a 28 or something like that, and somehow it survived. Which 28 would have been a 1 in 8 chance. So if you roll a D8 and you get an 8, that would have been a success. And it gave out like 1,000 something points or something like that. And I think that might be a little too much. But I do want to still give the player a bonus if it goes over that that threshold, and here's 24. How much is this one? 128. See? And that was a 1 in 4 chance. I might make that like a 1 in 16 chance at that point, or 1 in 8. But not only this, but I also want to make other balloon types in this game. So you have your standard 21 with a chance to survive if it goes over. And I want a better indicator whenever you're over 17. I'm also going to improve the animations and make them a little less shaky. As you can see, there's a lot of motion. I was just kind of having fun with it and getting used to it. I'm going to redo that. I'm going to redo the sprites themselves. Sunny here. I've just named him Sunny, the balloon. He could use a little work. I mean, I've got like a star character that is like super suited for this, but I decided to make another one because I didn't want to explode my little star kiddo character over and over again. But I was thinking like putting in other balloons that could come in, both visually, so maybe it would choose between 4 or 5 different visual difference, same mechanics. Either that, or I was gonna have it to where you can get different types that have different gimmicks. Like maybe one has a maximum of 17, or one that has its maximum is 21, but you cannot go over 21 at all, or something like that. And maybe there'd be like right at the end of the timer, it would give you one last big one and give you like 5 seconds to do it, and maybe it has like 3 times the capacity, but it would be worth like 3 times the points or 5 times the points. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking right now. And ideally, I would like to have a timer, the balloon variety, and be able to give the player a rating. Also, sound and music. I don't have any sound or music in there, obviously, yet. So it's not that I'm not recording it, it's that there's literally no sounds. So you can take a risk, even though that it's like good to go if you really wanted to. 26, holy cow. See, that's what I'm saying. That was like 512 points, but that was a 1 in 6 chance. I would have to be a lot more stricter with that, but I just wanted to get the framework down. And maybe some more variety. Also, I was going to work on the art itself and maybe put in some more animations. Basically, like when the pumps go off, whenever they go, you know, I was going to... You see the 2 holes in the stand itself there. I was going to make, like, you know, hook them up to it and have air go into them and stuff. And just, you know. I was also going to make an animation where once you sell it, it won't just go, you know. It'll make maybe like a character or something will carry it off to the side, and then it'll go in the background or something. And you can see all the balloons that you've blown up so far. And I was also going to make the stand itself animate where if a new balloon comes up, it just goes, like it opens up and it like pops up or something like that. So that's basically what I'm looking at. Right now, I would say that this is an alpha to version 0.1. So this is like 0.0.1 so far. And again, this is just a practice game, and I wanted to see how far I could push it. Just push the concept of getting as close to 21 as possible. So yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah, so there's my thinking. I'll stop rambling now. I'm just kind of repeating myself because I'm trying to think of what else I didn't go over, but that's basically it. That's basically it. I have a little notepad open and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Stop talking. Okay. So, yeah. I'll get back on this. If you have any ideas, though, if you have any ideas, do let me know. Suggestions, anything like that. If you saw my code here and you wanted to vomit because it's really bad, please tell me how to optimize my code. I am open to learning everything. This is basically all my code. The only other code I have is the left and right pumps, which is basically, it's like as soon as the animation's finished of it squishing, it just goes back to the idle animation, which it doesn't have an animation yet. But I was thinking about making some animations for the some more animations for the pumps as well. And for the balloon itself, I was going to make it rely less on the scale thing, you know, the scaling and the rotating. Again, I was just, but yeah, okay, shut up, me. I'm done. All right, I'm gonna probably go play Resident Evil for a bit or something, and procrastinate. Okay, see ya.